So the real question is, who's gonna come back the most lethal? Sendo or Yukimaya? What's up, guys? That guy with a pencil here. Fun fact, I do to have it on me and keep it on me at all times. Another fun fact. You know what time it is. Apparently it's Nagi time. I don't know, y'all. He's probably like, but that's like, would we really like so soon? No way this soon. No way this soon. There's no way. But would it be the case? Yeah. Ooh, that was actually a pretty smooth transition. I thought I was gonna like have knocked the mic over, knock the camera. I was thought something's gonna go wrong with that. But of course, you know what time it is. It's peak every week. Or at least when it drops. Sometimes it won't drop. Sometimes it won't drop for like 2 weeks at a time and go make me go absolutely insane. But with that being the case, I'm excited. Notably, I'm kind of in the camp of like, I don't think Kaneshiro Sensei has the nerve to permanently ban Nagi, and I think the fact that we're seemingly dedicating a whole other chapter to him is just more and more evidence of that fact. But at the same time, it really is a matter of execution at this point. I've been convinced, gaslit, gatekept, girl boss, whatever you want to call it, I've been convinced that it's fine for Nagi to come back. And it could work as like a like it'd be, how do I put this? How did someone explain it to me? Specifically, someone, hey, it was half someone's comment, and then someone, one of my friends was like, okay, I need you to think about it like this. Some characters need to get a real low before they can reach their highest. This is not get as low as possible and not failing. And I was like, man, but he's kicked out of the program. And he's like, yeah. But and it was a very big but. But with that being the case, let's not waste more time. Let's hop right into chapter 306. Hello? Whew. Wait, hold on, let me hit that stretch. Finally done. Hey, let's go to practice. Huh? Aren't we gonna play Mario Kart? I mean, you know, I get, that's the thing. I guess it's always just legally distinct enough. You still can't directly reference certain things in like actual release B. I get that. Huh? Are we gonna play Mario Kart in the club room? I've been touching Mario Kart in years, man, and I don't think I'm gonna touch it for like a while. I admittedly I can't even say it's because I'm getting older, right? Because I still play video games all the time, like literally, like I'm probably gonna play video games later today. But I don't know, something about Mario Kart, it just hasn't. And now I think about it, I think I know the main reason why I haven't touched Mario Kart. I don't own it. Like, not even, obviously I'm not getting the Switch 2. That just, what game am I gonna get? Mario Kart to play with it? It's clearly me and my friends just don't care enough to play it. But, would it be the case, not getting the Switch 2. But even for like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe for the Switch, I don't have that. So I never played it. Because I was never interested in getting it. Because I think I have Mario Kart 8. Let me just flex how old I am real quick. I have Mario Kart 8 for the Wii U. But I also have not touched that console in like maybe 7 years. So genuinely, I haven't played Mario Kart in forever. Now I think about it. But, yeah, I don't know. That just gave me flashbacks, like the good old days. Let's see. Huh? We're gonna play Mario Kart in the club room? But and that is also like a thing. Sometimes you do wanna have a good time instead of practice. Sometimes practice can be agony. Let's see. Oh, good thinking. Dibs on DK. So in this universe, is it Donkey King? Is it Donkey King? Or Donkey Kong? Like what does the DK stand for? But you know what? Now you look yourself. You know, but the thing is, I get when you're. Cause see, once again, I'm trying to reach into my own brain, right? Because me and Nagi are just two fundamentally different people, right? That's a big thing. Nagi, I know people like Nagi, but I am not like Nagi in the sense that like. But then again, no, it's weird. I think I am more like pre-Blue Lock Nagi in a sense. But even then, I did always have like personal internal motivations and desires. So I guess that's the thing. I was always fundamentally different from Nagi, so I still am. So I am trying to like warp my worldview, mix my perspective around, hit like unscrew the top, lift it up, put the Nagi brain in, take my little brain out. Trust me, there's much room up there. Or there is actually a whole lot of room up there. So trust me, I can slide Nagi brain in next to my brain. It doesn't really matter too much. But with that being the case, when you don't have any connections, man, like I remember the first couple like days at college when I didn't really know anybody because I was still trying to figure everything out because I was in a whole new area than I was before, so I knew no one. All I had was my roommate, and even then, we had completely different class schedules and class structures. So it was like, man, who are these people? What am I supposed to do? Like it does lead to a little bit of an empty feeling, and it admittedly, Then I was just like, okay, I'm gonna talk to somebody, and I like dove out there and did it. But Nagi, he's still not used to doing things like that, and I understand when you're alone and no one else is really trying to make the effort to connect with you. Man, you do be ending classes, ending days like, well, time to go back and do what I gotta do. I don't have a choice. Blitzing. Dibs on DK. Yep, Nagi all. And once again, I do like that ultimately, instantly, he had his like 5 seconds of fame, like, yeah, you scored that crazy goal, man. And then he just left him alone. like legit, he had his 5 seconds of fame, and that's it. Your story ends. You got done, son. He was left behind. And of course, you know, he could go join this soccer team, but what's it matter, right? Like, especially, I was talking a while back about Nagi and power creeping. Like, oh, if he doesn't like re-up quickly, how's he gonna be able to keep up with everyone post U20 World Cup? Because you know everyone's gonna get amped to the moon and back. Like, even who's the most random? Even Fukaku Gen is gonna be like a crazy top tier who would cliff the entire Neo Eaters League by the time the U20 World Cup is over. I promise you. All the 23 members are gonna be completely different. So, in that sense of power creep and power cliffing, there's that. I was ready for Nagi, but he also power cliffs this entire like thing. Like, obviously, little high school soccer isn't gonna mean literally anything to him. It'd be too easy. So I get why he doesn't even bother to join that. And when you don't have anything, like that's the thing. When you don't have nothing, man, life do be going by, right? Like, what's the time? No, because notably, I've never had like a whole like month or year of nothing, but there have been times. I always think back to like back when I was a resident assistant at my college, and I signed up for winter break because I was like, I'm not paying for that plane ticket to go back. It's way too expensive at this time. So I just chilled there, and it was like me and 3 other people. And those 3 other people were on like all the different floors, so it was literally just like me, and I was just in there with my thoughts, and just day by day, I was like, wow, I have absolutely nothing to do. This is a blessing in one way, but I'm actually going insane. So I get that feeling of like just listlessness when you feel like there's nothing you can engage with, no one you can engage with, and the things that you used to engage with don't bring you the same joy they used to. Like, for example, in fact, I do have a link to this. I can say Pokemon. Now, I am still not as notorious. I hopped back on for a while, but then I hopped off for a little bit. But who knows? The showdown will possess me at any random point. I still do play Pokemon Showdown. I'm still a competitive fiend. I'm not good, but I still do love Pokemon Showdown and make my own team and stuff like that. But I haven't played a full Pokemon game start to finish since Sword and Shield. I didn't buy the DLC for Sword and Shield. Someone got me Legends Arceus, didn't play that. And Scarlet and Violet came out, didn't buy it, never planned to. And of course, there are a bunch of reasons behind that. Just the game's, you know, really being really rough. But also just like I don't get what I used to out of it, man. Like the same structure, no challenge, no nothing. I'd rather go and do something stimulating, just like play Pokemon Showdown. So I do get that point where Nagi's at, where like you're in a new stage of your life, and specifically the thing that you used to love for Nagi, it was just general video gaming. It doesn't hit the same, right? And it's not even like, I guess the difference between me and Nagi got a taste of like the high life, the challenge life, where he was constantly engaged. He was constantly in essentially like a pseudo flow state, not an actual flow state, but like that state where something's always happening. Your brain's always stimulated. There's no like downtime. I'd say like don't do it. Well, actually no. I'd say it's good to be in that like constant pseudo flow state where there's always something happening, but not to the point where you're overwhelmed, right? I've had those moments where like I've gone into work expecting a relatively pseudo flow state day where like, okay, I have this task, I have this task, I have this task, I have this task, and then the day will be over and I'm good. But there have been days, even recently, where I've gone to work and I've had like my set task that needed to get done that day, and then like 50 other things will happen, and I got to do all that in 8 hours because I still need to go out and do other things. And that's after I've like woken up at 4 in the morning to go to the gym. Like, I've had those days too. Not fun, but I get it. Where like you have that lifestyle, you have that motion, you have that existence where you're in like a state of constant action, so you don't really have time to reflect and calm down, but in a good way, where you're constantly doing things, constantly engaging, constantly planning for the future, not even reflecting on the past. That's the thing, you're constantly moving forward. And when your life just comes to a hard stop for one reason or another, sometimes it can be positive reasons. Sometimes like for the whole winter break thing when I was in RA, that was good. You know, I didn't have classes, I didn't have to worry about like anything else. It was just me and my dorm and the few people I had to check on every once in a while. That was it. But at the same time, tonight, nothing else. I just sat there with my thoughts, and it was like, wow, that's crazy. And ironically enough, I should have been recording then. But with it being the case, Now he's in that same point, and it just feels empty to him. And I get it. Life is, it really be like that when it be like that sometimes, especially when you lose something crazy. Like, that's the thing about shifting into new eras of your life. Like, what you're used to kind of doesn't matter after a point. And now you got used to something higher, and now he needs to go back to being used to something lower, but obviously he's struggling with that. Let's see. Hey, right? So, yo, it's been a minute since I've just, like, sat back and glazed Nomura's art for a little bit. So let me just hop off. Like, what are they feeding this man? Like, this is weekly, bro. Like, this is like, is it Murata level? No. Is it, what is the name of that? I still don't know the Record of Ragnarok mangaka's name, but is it Record of Ragnarok level? No. But it does grab almost every other weekly series by the throat and shake it violently. And by the way, Murata and the Record of Ragnarok are monthly mangaka. But Nomura, he drops this stuff weekly. What do they feed? Like, once again, I hate drawing backgrounds. I hate him with a burning passion. But he just makes it look so good. And this is such a beautiful shot. The sun fading over the mountains, the night sky, or going down over the mountains with the light beams reflecting. I swear I can speak English. I promise you. I'm lagging. I'm not. I promise you I can speak English. But the light rays refracting off the mountain leading into the starry night sky, and Nagi riding down the middle of it, symbolizing how he's in between these 2 points, the bright light of day that was Blue Lock and the dark ever-present night of a life of normality and emptiness where he just has to go on and on and on and live and live and live with that empty feeling. It's so good. Ugh. That's what we call visual storytelling, y'all. It's simple and it's clean. But don't let something fool you. Just because it's not super duper complex doesn't mean it can't be straight gas. And I love this. I love it. Then once again, he's still in the middle point. Realistically, he should be riding home in a completely night sky. But there's still hope and hope for Nagi fans. Obviously, we're following him, so there's got to be some hope and hope. Let's see. I wonder if I'll just go on like this until I die. And you know what? It's like, is that an existential crisis? I mean, does it count as an existential crisis? Sometimes I do be thinking, right? And like, notably, I actually do like my job. I like my job. I picked a major that wasn't my initial astrophysics major, which I'll admit I still am very passionate about. But once again, passion don't pay the bills, put food on the table, allow me to support myself. But with it being the case, I do like my job, so I don't really mind doing that ad infinitum. But there is like a sick, twisted thing to the idea of, hey, congratulations, you completed college. You're an adult. Work for 40 years of your life and then die. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, baby. Die. Oh, and you want to retire early? So you have at least some of your physical prime left? Even though you're going to be like 55 when you retire? If you do early retirement? Guess what, buddy? You can't touch any of the benefits you paid into, not till 65, when your body's extra decayed. So you better work till you're 65, and or prepare to live on basically no money. Like it is absolutely insane. That we kind of just like consign ourselves to existence. Of course, there are people who have been able to transcend and leave that existence, right? Which I don't know. I've seen many people be mad, like, oh, everyone's trying to become a content creator. No one wants to do real work. Why would you want to do real work? Like as a guy who has a full-time job, who he goes to every single day, like why would you want to do full-time work? If someone told me right now, hey, Pencil Man, we'll let you become a full-time content creator. Only conditions, you got to stream every single day, you got to post every single day, and you got to draw something every single day. I would do it in a heartbeat. I would pay to do it. Gosh darn. Like if someone said, hey, you need to pay your college degree. Where luckily enough, I did have scholarship for my base college degree. So let's say you had to pay your master's right now in order to live just a life of content creation for the rest of your days. I would do it in an heartbeat. You know how much I love content creation? Like, yes. So I'm not mad. Everyone be like people complaining. Everyone's trying to be content creator. No one wants to do real work because the real work is awful. Real work is awful. Unless you are very well connected or already born in the money. It's hard knock life no matter what you do. Of course, there are hard knock lives. Every single person who works in construction or any sort of super hard manual labor, or even any of the people who are in like the trades, that's a whole lot of time that you're still sacrificing, whole bunch of energy you're still sacrificing, and your bodily well-being. I mean, sure, you're gonna get real strong as a construction worker, but your knee's gonna hurt, your joints gonna hurt, you're gonna be in pain and agony, and you're gonna have to work like 80-hour weeks to make it, or to do like really, really well to be affluent. Why would I do that and not just do like that's the thing. So I get the idea of worrying, one, like, oh, am I cooked? Like, is this it? So I just die? And also the idea of wanting to be free of that. Not wanting to, like, at least live a life where you're consistently engaged. And that's why I went down the path I did. Because I knew, hey, I ain't got no choice. Like, unless this content thing blows up, your boys really, this is life. So pills gotta be paid somehow. So thusly, I went down a path that would keep me consistently engaged, consistently give me new challenges, at the same time put food on the table. Put food on the table. And then I do content for the love of the game. Because I love content making. Like, it's just fun for me. And it allows me to talk about all the things I love very, very passionately. Bada bing, bada boom. So I do love content creation, but on top of doing the real work. So I am currently fine with my existence. Would I like it to be simpler? Would I like to just make content? Absolutely. But at the same time, I'm realistic. I know it's a wild game of chance and luck and skill to become a full-time content creator. Or you just take a big leaping gamble on becoming a full-time content creator. I ain't doing either of that. I'm gonna just keep doing both while I can. But all that going back to the idea, that question does hit you every once in a while. Like, man, is this it? Is this like? I remember, especially when I first started working, before I had like gotten my master's and everything, and I knew like, okay, like regular schooling is over. I'm not living in a dorm anymore. I'm like, got my place. Like, bada bing, bada boom. I did have a moment where like, this is it. I gotta work around this. Like this is all I have. Like 40-hour work week. This is just it. 5 days a week. Gotta sacrifice this time. I'm never gonna get it. I'm gonna see these. I'm gonna know these people better than I know my own family, because I'm gonna spend more time with these people than I am my own family. Like, it does go absolutely insane. And at least for me, I get to be mentally engaged and like care about the stuff I do. But like Nagi, it's just empty. And that's awful. That's an existence I wouldn't want to wish on anybody, because it's the pain of nothingness is a pain like nothing else. And Nagi's clearly going through it. Let's see. Hops back on the bike. Let's see. Maybe I'll never get fired up again. And yeah. And that's another thing that'd be all, like, I don't know. If you couldn't tell, I'm a very passionate guy, you know? I love me a good yap. I love me some good interaction. I love messing around. I love engaging with it, right? And I've had people either in real life or on the internet be like, you're way too passionate about dumb stuff. I'm like, yes. I do love putting a whole bunch of time and energy and effort into things that are silly, things that are fun, the things that are dumb. Because just flatlining and never having any passion ever again for anything, no childish whimsy, nothing. That sounds agonizing. What do you mean you don't feel any passion for anything in life that you can't get excited about it? Talk about it, Pat. Like, what do? You just like flat, like what? Like, don't get me wrong. And this is once again comes to the idea, the beautiful thing that is human nature, human perspective, and human differences. There are people who are passionate about nothing and are perfectly fine with that. For them, more power to you. Couldn't be me though. I would go genuinely insane. So I understand that, like, that fear, like Nagi's like genuinely that he's having that existential crisis right now, honestly, where he's like, is this it? Am I cooked? Like I've already, it is the question. Did I peak in high school when I wasn't even in high school for a majority of it? Maybe. Let's see. Get fired up again. Oh. I hate that. I want to go back. Kind of zero sense. I'm still, but like, I'm still so mixed on it. Do I, but like, because I do like Nagi, right? Like, he's still, like, I still do love Nagi. And notably, the one thing I will give, Nagi comes back, or if he doesn't, this arc, this section of Nagi's story, whether it's the end or not, anything in between, this section of Nagi's story, beautiful. Chef's kiss, scrumdiddlyumptious. I do love seeing Nagi going through this. Because, once again, it's a very human thing. And that's my big thing, right? If you want to make me like your characters, you want to make me understand your characters, you want to make me appreciate your story, I don't care how basic and simple your story is, as long as I like the characters. And I do like this for Nagi. That feeling where he just is lost and he doesn't know what his life will be from this point, but he just knows he doesn't want it to be as it is right now. I felt that. I felt it deep in my heart, deep in my core, in my soul. So that is what connects me to the character. That's what makes me appreciate him. So if he doesn't come back, fine by me. I think that's a fantastic way to keep the narrative stakes of Blue Lock intact, especially seemingly well after the selection part of Blue Lock is over, right? Notably, I think the new Aegis League truly is the end of Blue Lock as the basic concept, and truly just into we're fighting the world now and going into clubs possibly, and then fighting the world again. So that would be a good way to maintain those stakes, make it have a cost, and once again sort of show another side to the soccer world. Or not even the soccer world, just the professional sports world in general. The idea that there are prodigies, well, obviously no prodigies, talented, but there are geniuses, people with extreme amounts of skill, extreme amounts of talent who just fall. Not everyone can succeed. That's just a real thing in real life. That just happens. And of course, we've had previous examples of that before. We've had top tier characters and geniuses and talented learners and all that get locked off, but none of them had the narrative weight or heft, the girth, I'll say it, the girth of a Nagi, alright? We can all agree on that? So, getting rid of Nagi, it's meaty. It's beefy. It's kind of sure sensei smacking his meat on the table and being like, look at it! I want you to look at it! And we have to look at it. But at the same time, considering we're spending so much time with him, and I don't think we would, unless we were going to bring him back, or at least, it seems like we were going to finalize it, but we're still spending time here. He may come back later, whatever it is. There is still also the side of that. Because that's the other side of the sports and professional, really not even just sports, but professional entertainment. How many people have fallen off cliffs? How many people have done horrific things or bad things and stuff like that, or been geniuses and amazing and talented in certain ways, failed, fallen off a cliff, and then come back in spite of all that? How many reverse success stories? How many people didn't the big one that comes to mind? And notably, there are two that come to mind: Robert Downey Jr. and Sam Jackson. Sorry, I don't know why my brain shut him off, because I was saying Mace Windu, Nick Fury. By the way, I was going down a list of the characters Sam Jackson's played, but not actually Sam Jackson's real name. But Robert Downey Jr., he had a really, really, really rough past. I still don't even know the full context for it, but there's a reason he played Iron Man. That man, he had some iron troubles, gosh darn it. But he became Iron Man. He got that second chance, and he ran with it. Now he's one of the most high-paid, expensive actors ever, after going through what he went through in the past. Samuel Jackson didn't get his first major role till he was 40. And now, of course, he may be that's not too old. And it really isn't, especially not in our modern day, but still, that's insane. You think of all these young stars, your Zendayas, your Tom Hollands, stuff like that. They get scouted young. They do things from a young age. But Sam Jackson, he'd been acting for a long time, but he didn't really get into that mainstream until he was in his upper ages. And I'm trying to think of a sports example, but I don't actually know sports that well. But there are examples out there, right? That's what I'm talking about, the dual side of the story here, right? You can have it fit either way and have both be realistic to the real world and the narrative stakes of Blue Lock, right? The idea that Nagi can fall as low as he has here and rise back up, as other athletes have fallen as low as they can and risen back up. Or you could just have them gone. Just as many athletes, actors, famous people have been high and then fall. So that's the thing. Honestly, Kanashiro Sensei put himself in a really good spot, because no matter what ends up happening, I can call it peak every week. But let's see. I want to go back. I want to meet the fired up Nagi again. Darn. He biked it all the way out here. How far away was it? What? Late at night too. All right. But you know what? I like how it's by the time he gets there, it is nighttime, right? Signifying how his time at Blue Lock, it might as well be over. There is no light. Nothing. But let's see. But that you know what? Well, what's a good example of how I could relate to this? I guess there is a way I can. There's a way I can. It's gonna be and then notably, journey's not done yet. Still pretty hefty. But if you couldn't tell, I mentioned it during every video because I'm proud of myself. Couldn't tell. Your boy, he's gotten a little bit leaner. The gains have gotten a bit up. Alright, your boy's been back in the gym. And you wanna know why? Because I became big as a house. I ate 3 pencils, and I was that humongous. I look back at some of my old videos, sometimes I get jump scared when I'm on TikTok, and I'll show one of my old videos from years ago, and then I'll see oh sweet mother of mercy, I was almost didn't fit in the frame. And same case here, I look back at some of my old videos, I'm hey, that was humongous. But that was the thing. it wasn't just the idea that my own mama was like, pencil man, you ate 3 pencil mans. Stop it. Go to the doctor. And it was also just the idea of like, man, I wasn't always this big. I wasn't always this hefty. My knees always didn't hurt this much. Let me see if I can go back. I want to meet the slimmed up pencil man again. And of course, I don't think I'm as light as I used to be. Like, yesterday I weighed in at 207. I haven't weighed in today. And I think I was thinking like the 180s. So I'm gonna see if I can get all the way back down there. But I can say, I just went to the gym. I started eating better, started restricting myself more in certain ways, started taking better control of myself and my eating habits, started moving more. And I'm almost there. That fella, he's down the road. I can see him. I'm probably not as fast as he ever was. Like, man, that man was a speedster. But at least I'm pretty sure I'm the strongest I've ever been now. Because I never went to the gym as consistently as I did now. So I do get the idea of knowing a past version of yourself. Remembering that. Almost remembering the feeling pumping through your veins to be like, I want to go back to that. I want to know that guy. And then, of course, it isn't just going back and meeting the fired up version of yourself, or for my case, like the Schlimmer version of myself. It was also, I want to beat that guy. He's a cool fella. Real neat. Nice goal to aspire to. I want to be better than him. Better. In some ways, like I said, I kind of am. I'm stronger than I've ever been. They aren't solid yet, but your boy's got some abs. As long as they don't move too much. They still be wiggling you. I call him fast for a reason. But your boy's, he's, I ain't never had abs back in the day. I've seen the old pictures. I was slim. Like my daddy. That was about it. I didn't really have any gains back then. I was just lean. Because once again, I was a sprinter. So, gains weren't really like a thing for me back then. But, with it being the case, I always, and I think that's Nagi's next big step, right? Not just being the fired up Nagi again, but kind of lighting a permanent fire, right? The willingness to consistently want it and need it and go for it. Want it and need it and go for it. Want it and need it and go for it. Because that's the thing, right? You can have passion. And passion can drive you. But, what you honestly need, just a little bit of consistency in spite of a lack of passion. I'd say, specifically, once again, for the gym, that's been my biggest thing. Do you know how many times I did not want to go? Especially once I shifted to the morning, right? Notably, for the longest time, for like the first, let's say I started back in September. So like for like the first 6 or so months, I just go like after work. I'd be like, all right, bada bing, bada boom, I went through the entire day, did all this, all that, gotta walk in, time to go gym. And then, it was mostly fine, but there are days they want to go then. But now, I try to wake up like before the crack of dawn. Like my gym opens up at 5. I try to be up at 4:40 and get there. By the way, I have to drive an hour to work every day. So I do, and I go to the gym every single day. There are many a time where I've been like, I do not want to go. It's 4:40 in the morning. I went to sleep at 1 in the morning. I have 3 hours. I do not feel like going, but I got up anyway. Because sometimes you just got to be able to override what you want and go get what you need. And right now, Nagi's trying to override his fate. But the thing is, he can't. The thing about Nagi, if he does come back, he cannot come back the same wishy-washy. Fine, I'll do this. I won't do that. I'm kind of scared of Otoyo. Otoyo's so, his aura is just so much. Like, you can't be scared of Otoyo, Nagi. You gotta become a demon. You gotta be able to lock in supremely. Once you can do that, then we can talk. Let's see. Very impressive, though. Goes to show how much that stamina training did him well. Because I swear, I don't think he was this close to Blue Lock. Let's see. I'll be back. This is an interesting angle. Once again, a very hard angle to draw, too. Stop saying once again. I keep catching myself. I gotta stop. Furthermore, this is a really hard angle to draw. Like, draw and make it look good. You can draw this angle, but it's very difficult. This reminds me of, there's a shot in Ben 10 Omniverse. But then again, it was the opposite. There's a shot in Ben 10 Omniverse. Blue Kitchen and Driba, who have, like, very unique, like, physical forms and stuff like that. And they're drawn from, like the camera's down here. Like, the camera's down here, and they're looking up. And it's drawn so well. Even though there's, like, no reference for this. Same thing here. Like, this is drawn so well. And it's such a unique angle to draw from, too. Almost like, oh, you know, and I bet what this angle is from, it's hard to tell because of where he's facing here. But this seems to be a camera, right? So it's like we're getting the perspective of the camera looking down on him here, and that's really good. Once again, Nomura Sensei, he's cracked. He's cracked. I've seen a lot of the, Blue Lock has mid art, like it's kind of just vanished. I don't know. I feel like the Neo Aegis League, if there were any complaints about Blue Lock's art, the Neo Aegis League took a baseball bat and just boom, beamed. Like, there's a non-zero chance you reach into a Blue Lock chapter and you can get, like, a piece of, like, genuine art that you'd frame on your wall. Like, it's not, there's a non-zero, you could just reach into any random Blue Lock chapter, especially, once again, New Egos League on, even though I think Blue Lock's art has kind of been crazy since, like, third selection. Like, I think that's where Nomura really came into his own and, like, got the character styles down and got the art style down mostly, but especially New Egos League, you can reach into anything, pull out, and you're probably gonna get some heat. There are some chapters that are a whole lot of talking and, like, the little simpler design, stuff like that, where you won't get too much heat. Once again, those are like every 5 or 6 chapters. They aren't very consistent in terms of like, oh, you know, the art in this chapter is kind of no more as a demon. Let's see. Oh, I'll be back. All right. Okay. So once again, using the night analogy, Blue Lock was closed off to him. He's walking that Twilight Road. The Twilight Road to Dawn, maybe? The Twilight Road. Yo, is this a Kingdom Hearts reference? I'm sorry. But he walks the Twilight Road to Dawn. He goes. He comes back. Oh, with a whole back? Okay, interesting. Yep, still the cameras here. Excuse me. Please, just hear me out. Is the camera actually... I mean, I guess... Are Aubrey and Ego still... I guess they are still in there. They have no reason. They wouldn't have gone anywhere. It's like, I guess someone is probably actually watching him here. Let's see. Excuse me. Please, just hear me out. Okay. It's worth a shot. This isn't Nagi's voice. This is not Nagi's voice. I need to, like, lower it a little bit in pitch. Hold on. Excuse me, please, just hear me out. ... Okay, it's worth a shot. I'll do what I can. No, you don't have school, bruh? Then again, his parents don't care. I don't think the school cares either. I'll do what I can. You got melon bread, a ball. Oh, you got some old little kids. Oh, yo. But how many other Blue Lockers do you think did this, bruh? I ain't seen no one else get banned from Blue Lock and come back yet, so I don't know, Nagi. I don't think it's gonna work for you, dog. They may call the police on you. They may be like, get your bum behind out of here, dog. Wait, he's actually gonna camp out. Oh Lord. Okay, let's see. Okay, 10 is ready. Excuse me. I'll do anything. So please let me in. That desperate. But you know. This part I can't really, mainly because I guess this is a true sign about Pencil Man and like the kind of person I am. I'm very much okay, you don't want me, cool, and I vanish. I'm just like, and this is kind of in all walks of life. Like I remember a few years back there was this girl I liked, so I was like, hey, really interested in you. Would you like to go out with me this time, this date? Bada boom, bada boom. There. She was like, no, but we could still be friends. I was like, okay, deuces, and then I left. I had not spoken to that woman since, but since I was friends with her prior, and we had friends of friends, one of her friends reached out to me and was like, Pencil, she kind of wondered what happened to you. And I was like, I'm chilling. I moved on, what's up? And they're like, yeah, but she still wanted to be friends. I was like, oh yeah, but I didn't want to be friends. She said no, and then I think, it's at least to me, it's always weird. If you ever, and this is different, I know some people, in fact, some friends I know have either dated and broke up amicably and then still homies and we're like still hanging out, but at least for me, once I've confessed any sort of romantic feelings to you, I don't think I can be a friend anymore. That's kind of just weird. So I'm always like, I cut that off. And then of course there's another example. There was a program I had signed up for and I went through all the interview process, bada bing, bada boom, bada bing, bada boom, and they said no. And I was like, okay, cool. And I left. And before I was leaving, they're like, oh, could you give us a breakdown of the interview process? And I was like, no. Why'd I do that? And they're like, oh, but you went through the entire interview process. We want to make sure it's all like smooth and butter. I was like, no, thank you. No, okay, this is bad. I was like, will I be paid for this? Oh, no. Then, no, I won't be doing that for you. And I left. It was like, I don't know. I've never been a person like, once you tell me no, I've rarely ever been like, oh no, but please give me another chance. I'm like, okay, that's fine. And I keep it pushing. So this I can't fully relate to because I'm always the kind of guy who's like, okay, done. Because I think at least the way I am, I've always been if this isn't working, what'll work? If this isn't working, what'll work? If this isn't working, what'll work? And I'm just constantly moving forward in a sense because that's just how I was raised. So I don't get this level of desperation, but I do respect it. And I get why people do this, especially when you don't have the kind of like weird move, don't stop moving, Pencil Man. Like almost the shark-like mentality that I have, where like you got to keep moving or else everything will end. Then yeah, I get the desperation, and you know sometimes it worked out. Admittedly, I didn't approve of her doing this, but there was one friend of mine. She really liked this guy, He said no. She asked him like 4 more times. They're currently dating. I don't know how that relationship's going. I don't think it's very healthy. not like a bad way, but I not in the sense I don't think the relationship is healthy. I just don't think it was healthy for her to like get rejected like 4 times and then be so happy and like, but she's happy. I'm like, I mean, go what you want for it, I guess. But I don't know. It seems weird to me, but I respect it. Sometimes stuff like this does work. Sometimes people do just want to see your like determination and desire. But at least to me, I've always been like, if you're telling me no, the answer is no. And if you're gonna tell me yes in the future, that just means you've kind of felt bad for me. And I don't want pity. Let's see. Excuse me, I'll do anything, so please let me in. He's actually sleeping out here. Oh, a rhinoceros beetle. Oh, he's really doing this, though. He's really doing this. I mean, once again, yeah, I do what you gotta do sometimes. Ugh, too spicy. I messed up the curry. So he's generally staying here night and day. All right. So I guess the analogy's low-key getting lost, but then again, he's in a way still in that in-between phase. The light of day, night of darkness, light of day, night of darkness. Let's see. Excuse me, open up! Oh, whoa! Don't attack the facility now, dog. Like that's property. They could genuinely arrest you, Nagi. That is like a thing they could. They could be like, gang. we hit the. You're supposed to be gone. Don't attack the building. Excuse me, open up. Da. Darn, nobody's coming out. I feel like Nagi. 1, no one could be here right now. Then again, he probably wouldn't know that. And 2, like what do you and I guess this is why I always go with the you tell me no once, I'm kind of gone thing. Man, what do you expect? They said no. It's over. Keep it pushing. This is why, notably, I'm the friend that people do come to advice for, but after the advice from other people has failed. Because they're always like, Pencilman, you're just a little bit, despite how you normally act, you're a little bit cold-hearted and pessimistic. I'm like, I'm not cold-hearted and pessimistic. I'm realistic. They said no, and they kicked you out. Be gone. that is bad on me. So, I mean, you can come to me for counseling. I'm always the shoulder to lean on, right? If you have problems, come talk to me about it. Just tell me whether or not you want solutions. And my solutions will almost always be, keep it pushing. Let's see. He's coming out. I wonder if I can get in somewhere else. Or reach someone inside. Ah! Yeah, I'll contact someone who's still in Blue Lock. Maybe they could put me in touch with Ego. Huh? And you know what I'm laughing at? Do you think any of them would be able to really get in contact with Ego? Who has Ego's phone number? Who? And like, notably, of all the people I try to convince, Ego's the last guy I go to. He literally went into the flow state while cooking you and your boy for live. On live television, by the way. Broadcasted to the entire world. He literally called you a bum, dirty, nasty, worthless piece of trash. And then kicked you out the program. Ego, do you think he's going to feel pity? I don't think, Ego, he's not that kind of guy. Ego, he's a real cool cat, but I don't think he's that kind of guy. Let's see. Maybe they could get me in touch with Ego-san? Should have thought that sooner. Who should I ask? Oh, wait a second. Am I missing pages? I think I'm missing pages. Hold on a second. Hold on a moment. Am I missing pages? I think I am, because I see... Yeah, I am. Hold on. We're gonna do something a little bit devious. I can see I'm missing pages. I think that's supposed to be a page. And I think I'm missing 2 pages here. So let's see. Load, darn you! Load! I'm scared. I'm scared. Okay. Maybe not. Am I scared? Do I just I'm scared. Yeah, I'm scared. I'm gonna refresh. Oh, don't boo me! Don't boo me! Please. Let's go to Viz. Oh, while that's loading and giving me a heart attack, I might as well, right? I mean, I'm a little. Well, actually, funny fact, I'm still following the manga itself, but I'm not reviewing Shinobi Undercover right now because there aren't enough days in the week. So, if you're one of the few Shinobi Undercover fans out there and wondering, hey, why aren't you covering this? It's still peak. I just don't have enough days in the week. I'm trying to post this once a day. Load, darn you, load! But let's see. Hey, Luce's kick guy. Oh, and I'll admit, you guys kick guy is fire. I mean, presumably he's still gonna send out Luz to to Yodaka, though. That's it. That's the only thing where I'm like, somehow they're gonna lose to Yodaka. Though we are in a very interesting point. We're meeting more characters' families. We're seeing, honestly, despite our squad being ranked so high, it really is because of Yodaka. The rest of the class isn't really up to that standard. Are we back? Load! I beg of you! Please! I need this! I just want to be fired up, Nagi, again. Load, please! Please! I beg of you. I beg of you, I've missed a page. Please! Please! It's okay, it's still not... Am I missing pages or am I tweaking? I may be tweaking? Was that all work? Did I just tweak for no reason? Oh, no. It's okay, so I was missing a page. Alright. What about these two? What are you two? Load! I'm sorry, I'm probably missing a page here. I hope I'm not missing too many pages. Get fired up again, I want to meet the fired up. Sorry, if I am missing pages, my bad. Don't wait, Rail blocked. Wait, okay, darn, Rail blocked him. Okay, all right. I think I don't want to scroll too far though, because I don't want to spoil anything. But I think I'm good. Yeah. All right, but darn, did Rail block him? Isagi would be the easiest to ask. Maybe King Barou would hear me out. You should, honestly, just because he's number one, you should go for Isagi. And plus, he's kind and caring when he's off the pitch. But at the same time, broski, King Barou, he's currently getting, that man's getting mauled alive by Americans right now. I don't think you want to contact King Barou. Let's see. Actually, it's got to, but see, Nagi, that's the thing. That's what got you cut in the first place, Nagi. Now I think about it, that's what got you cut in the first place. You can't, and and it's so funny. Like, someone pointed out, a friend of mine actually started watching my blog reviews. It was like, you're one of the fattest hypocrites I've ever met. And I was like, hey! Even if you're right, what do you mean by that? And he was like, you always talk about, like, the importance of human connection, interpersonal connection, and faith and trust in others. And then you get on Nagi's case for relying on Rail. And I was like, wait. You're spitting. But at the same time, hear me out. The main reason I say that is because your bonds should lift you up, and they should be able to, you should be able to help lift them up. But if your connection to somebody's actively weighing you down, then that is a burden that you need to uplift yourself from. You need to be free of that. And of course, Nagi and Rayo did have a consistently positive dynamic, lifting each other up. But if there's one thing Nagi should have learned, maybe he's gonna be gone. Because if there's one thing Nagi should have learned by this point, relying on Rayo is not the way. So I'm glad Rayo blocked him. I thought that was kind of crazy. But I'm glad Rayo blocked him. Because Nagi, hop off. It's because you got scared of a toy and tried to pass the rail that you lost and are currently in the position that you're in. Don't. And once again, Rail's not actually a toxic ex. I make all the BL jokes. They aren't really jokes though. It's just text. But like with it being the case, Rail wasn't really. It's weird. I would say it's not like fully toxic, but it's kind of toxic. I don't know. I don't think they had like a super healthy dynamic, I'd say. But with it being the case, it's like a friend who just refuses to give up on that one ex, and I'm like, dang, she didn't love you, or doesn't anymore. Hop off, please. Let's see. This account is not accepting messages. There we go. Was that the awakening you needed, Nagi? Huh? You got blocked? Let's see. Oh wait. Okay, so Henri and Ego still are here. And I know this is Henri because I read this panel. Let's see. This is private property. Henri-chan-san. Henri-chan-san. What does that mean? Henri-chan. Well, that may just what you call her. Let's see. Your continued presence here will be considered trespassing, and we will notify the police. Please wait! I was kidding! They're actually gonna be like, the fact that Ego even gave him, how many nights was it? Was it like 2 nights? The fact that Ego even gave him 2 whole nights at all, that actually is Ego must be going soft. Or it must be Henri watching the cameras or something. Because I know Ego would have been like, Police, there's a bomb outside my door right now. Yes, the same bomb I crashed it over line TV, get him out. They're actually gonna call the cops on him. I mean, dude, that's the thing. Nagi's over, man. Keep it pushing. Find a new passion. Go play basketball, bruh. Go get in curls, no basket. Let's see. Please leave immediately. You no longer have any connection with Blue. But it's true. Drop it on him. Slap your meat on the table then, Henri. You know, we were talking about kind of shows since in the morning, since they smacking their meat on the table, make you look at it. Henri yourself was unzipped, whipped it out, and beat it on the table and said, you aren't relevant anymore. You are fodder. You are a bum. You are worthless. Be gone. Henri. My apologies. I was not familiar with your game. All right. Talk that talk then. Talk that spooky talk. That's what I'm talking about. Let's see. That's right. What am I doing? I said all that. Then asked to be taken back. Yeah, but hey. Once again, notably, let me say this, because I've been, you may hear me and be like, oh, Pencil, man, he's just this perfect guy who just moves. No. I've had my fumbles where I'm like, please, give me another chance. Give me, like, I've only developed that, it's over, move on, mentality in my later years. When I was young, when I was a youth, high school, early college days, your boy definitely was the person who would go back. Regardless of what I said, regardless of what I do, that was your boy. Because once again, you know, I was used to this ability, I was used to these certain ideas, and it didn't matter how I was raised, man, please just give me another chance. But it did take enough, and you know, once again, man, see, I am kind of knock you a little bit there though, because there are those times where you just get a reality check, and it's like, wow, nah, it's over. It's over. It never even started. You got to keep it pushing, and that's kind of how I've gotten. I'll admit that, like, would y'all ever be interested in like full in-depth story times? I know I drop story times in reviews, but like they're literally like sections. Like, I have like whole like I have arcs. there are actual like pencil man arcs out there that I could go through. There's the uplifting arc, there's the college arc, there's the master's arc, there's the drama. Like there's so many different arcs that pencil man could cover. So if you're ever interested in story time, just let me know. I may make some. Let's see. Said all that, then asked to be taken back. Such a Oh, I like that. You're such a pain, Nagi. You know what? Now take this, not with a grain, not with a bag. Take this with a metric ton of salt. Sometime, and admittedly this only works for me, because I'm actually insane. Sometimes you gotta be your own biggest op. I always believe you have to be your own biggest supporter, because you are the only person who will mostly understand you. I don't even think people fully understand themselves. That's why we have a subconscious, which we don't fully understand to have regular control over with our conscious selves. But you should be your own biggest supporter. If there's anyone who should believe in you, it should be you before other people start believing in you, at least in my opinion. It's okay if you need others to help lift you and get you to that point, but still, I feel you should believe in you. But at the same time, sometimes you do got, like, I think of the biggest progress points I've made in life. It's because I was my own biggest op. I was like, you can't do that. You ain't built like that. You? After barely posting like once every other month, you go post every day, you go record every day, you go make content every single day consistently for people. Who are you, gang? And I was like, I'm me, and I did it. Mostly. Your boy still do be fumbling occasionally. So like, don't get me wrong, I'm not perfect. But still, it's that being your own biggest op. I was like, back when I first started the gym journey, I was like, man, you gonna go to the gym every day? Yeah, you gonna go like once or twice a week, dog. Don't even play with me. And then the first time I started going to the gym, I did like quit randomly. I just did. I went with a homie at first. And I was like, oh no, let me stop. And then I did one again for a little bit, and I stopped. Now I've just been locked in. I've finally locked in for the rest of my life. So like, it is a case where sometimes you do gotta be like, you're such a pain. You're letting yourself down. You're a failure. You gotta look in the mirror sometimes and be like, you're whack. And do that if that's okay with you, and if that's healthy for you. Don't do it extensively, and don't do it to a point of like genuine absurdity. I do it to gaslight, gatekeep, and girl boss myself into doing things that are good for me. Don't do it negatively. Let's see. Such a pain, Nagi. Oh darn, and the rain is coming down. Oh, but the rain's meant to represent his tears. I like that. I see the vision. Let's see. How uncool can you be? You make me sick. What did you come here hoping for? That you could come back if you just asked? You lost. Don't you get it? It's impossible now. Damn it! Okay, so good. Good, he's learning. I like it. And on top of that, you try to rely on Rayo again. Rayo, this account is no longer accepting messages from you. You're such a creep. Everyone else is already moving on. I know all that. But I mean, you can't give up, right? Like, but I don't know. Like, you know what? I guess this is a question for y'all. What is the better way? What is the better way? Is it better to keep on trying even when told? But I don't know. I guess maybe because once again it goes back to Big Corp, how I was raised and like how I've developed as a person. I've always been like, no is no. That's it. Don't. If someone tells me don't or stop or no, and then suddenly I've actually like hard vanished on people. Like I remember I was like I was shooting jokes with somebody. It was a complete stranger and stuff like that, and they were like, "Yo, man, stop it, dude!" And I was like, "Okay," and I left. And then they like literally came and found me. I was like, "Dude, I was kidding. I was kidding." I was like, "Oh, okay, you're kidding." I couldn't tell. He said with some bass in his voice. I was like, "Oh, my fault, OG." And then I left. I don't know. I'm very non-confrontational when I think about it. I was like, but I don't want to know that. Darn. Okay. But that's the thing. Even if you don't want to know, sometimes you like there are things in life that happen that you don't want to know, that you don't want to accept, that you don't want to abide, but you gotta, man. I mean, like, as long as you're alive, you're moving forward. You can never go backwards. Never. As far as we know, never. So you always got to keep moving forward. But let's see. I don't want to know that. I'm the only one. Okay, they're going to get you for property damage and trespassing. I'm the only one being left behind. I'm the only one who can't change. This is not the end of the chat. What is happening? Hold on a second. I'm going to do it again. We're going to refresh again. I don't know why this website is fighting with me so much. Please. 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 Okay. Once again, while this thing loads, we're going to run over to Viz and check out. I'm sorry. This review is... Why am I here? This is what happens. I start talking about Blue Lock, and Blue Lock gets me thinking about myself and life, my philosophies, and how I live, and then I'd be talking for way too long. I'm sorry. I know, and thank you for everyone who does enjoy the super long content where it is just like me casually yapping with y'all, because that honestly is my favorite. I don't mind doing short videos. I remember I did short reviews for like JJK and stuff like that, and people have asked me for shorter videos, and I will, like, once again, I'll try. That's what, really, the My Thoughts videos only came about because, like, some people do want shorter content. Not everyone can, like, sit down for an hour and put me on the back. I get that. So I should try to make, like, shorter, concise content to help with that. And once again, I do plan to make, like, a shorter content channel. So there are going to be times and ways and places and spaces where I'm going to be doing short form content for shorter form content. Obviously, I do have the TikTok, and, like, I have the Shorts channel now where I do short content. But outside of all that, I do want to, like, make shorter content. But this is fun for me. I don't know. I love yapping with y'all, but I do be worried, and I know my computer screams at me every single time, like, why? Why are we exporting another hour-long video? Why must you do this to me? Let's see. Oh, okay. I don't see any Blue Lock manga individuals. Let's see. Did I miss anything? Any important pages? Excuse me. Please open up. Please let me in. Please give me one. Okay, so this is the page I missed earlier, so I did miss that. But yeah, you know, it just adds on to it. Let's see. We're almost at the end. Who can't? Wait! Why you got aura, though? Hold on a minute. I can feel his aura through the page. Is this a good thing, though? Hold on a second. What is this overwhelming aura I'm feeling? Bodhisattva? With aura? In my blue light world? Wait. Time stopped. Just for me. No, I'm not gonna do it. Don't worry. Especially if we're gonna follow this deal for a little bit. Hold on. Let me give Bodhisattva an actual voice. I'm so sorry for scarring y'all back in like chapter 301 or 302. Let's see. Hello, genius. I like money. I'm gonna give him more of like a ritzy little bit of the growl in the back of the throat. I want y'all to actually be able to understand what I'm saying, but I do want to give him a unique style voice. Hello there, genius. All right. So looks like the Barou Copers may have been right. Oh darn! He bloodied his own hand. Yeah. Okay. He's real passionate for it. Hey, if he's gonna get it, he better be passionate for it. But okay. So I thought, what? So I got faked out. I really thought that chapter where we talked about ego and Bodhisattva was like the death knell for a Bodhisattva save. And once again, we still don't know. It doesn't seem like Bodhisattva can force ego to let Nagi back in. Doesn't seem like that's the case. So once again, this may just be confirmation that Nagi will be doing stuff off screen during the U20 World Cup, and then we'll be able to get him back in a later arc. But I'm lagging. But we're at the end, so it doesn't really matter too much. A W chapter. If you couldn't tell by how much I was yapping about my own experiences, perspectives. I've been thinking about Nagi, I've been thinking about the manga, and going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. I really, really like this chapter. Once again, I like seeing characters at their lowest. It's a sick, twisted part of me. I love seeing characters. Okay, yeah, we're not liking too much. I love seeing characters when they lose everything, because that truly defines who the character is, right? I feel like you know who a man truly is when he has nothing else. No distractions, no veneers, nothing that can distract you from who they are at their core. And right now, we see what Nagi is. He is a desperate man who wants something to live for. Some sort of passion, some sort of fire. Now that he's tasted it, now that he's felt the warmth of a life worth living, he cannot go back to the cold indecision that once defined him. And he's willing to do this. He's willing to trespass, attack, kick, beg. Like this is a sad state to see the character in, but I think it's appropriate. I think it's what's necessary. And this is what'll make it earn. If he comes back in any way, shape, or form. I hate how much I'm lagging. Right back. Just for a little bit. I'm still lagging. I'm just not gonna look out. I'm sorry, but this is good. If this is the cost for a Nagi return, I'm more than happy to pay it. This is a good way to show off just how much the character has lost and how far they have to rise back up from. And using Bodhisattva in this way, whatever way it's gonna end up being, hey, I like it. Once again, if you ask me what was on my Blue Lock bingo card, Bodhisattva aura farming with lightning in the background as it poured in the rain, suited up and everything, not on my docket. But overall, a W chapter. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, please leave Frozen in Time. Frozen in Time. In the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching. So remember to leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. Make sure that notifications bell so you don't miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Also, you do have a Patreon down below. You can support me for as low as $1 a month. Things like exclusive videos, early content, and more. So now become a member of the channel for as low as $3 a month to get the same perks and more. Those perks include the live reactions, here this year's having to review, ad reactions of all my videos, and if you become a $12 patron or a $12 member, you can order whatever video you want. Also, the link to my Ko-Fi description down below. You can drop 5 minutes a short video, don't have any long video, or any beans at all. Any support is always greatly appreciated. Now, I'd like to thank you so much for watching once again, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is that guy with the pencil, writing off. Writing off. I'd like to give a thank you to our sketch tier members: Eternal Flame, Redwolf 4765, Astro, Super Flame 0, Glacier XZ, Zera, Brandon Payne, J2MA, Guillaume, Buddha Ura, Alex Kenny, Yuki Ally, Enzo, Nevies97, Zachary Wilson, Azo2404, Planet Crone, Rye Rich, and G Prosper. Then, I'd like to give a thank you to our line art tier patrons: Sean, Midnight Lord 21, Kevin Encarnacion, Dreadzoen, and A+A. Then, I'd like to give a thank you to our Ink tier members: Austin Wimberly, A. Uchiha, and Shrimpo the Shrimp. Then, I'd like to give a thank you to our digital art tier members: J Warrior and AZ Void. Then, I'd like to give a thank you to our colored art tier patrons: Waki Munoz and Waki Munoz. And I think the final Giga Super Gargantuan Legendary Ultimate and even further beyond thank you to our ultimate tier, that guy with a pencil tier patron, Calvin Elder.